If you're a real estate photographer, your biggest problem probably isn't photography itself, it's getting clients consistently. Most photographers rely on referrals, networking events, cold DMs, or sometimes paid ads, and as the result is it either takes too much time or way too expensive or even both. In this video, I'll show you how I solved this problem for my real estate photography business. I'm going to show you the automated system I use to consistently find active listing agents, get their contact information, and reach out with something they actually need at the right moment. The best part, it all works on autopilot. In my opinion, traditional ways of getting clients are outdated or inefficient. You can go to show homes, you can attend networking groups, you can message agents manually on Instagram, but all of that takes time, and most of the time you're reaching out to agents who already have a photographer or don't have any current listings or maybe never had any listings. Then there are Meta ads or Google ads. I do use Meta ads. They are efficient, but they are expensive. And if you're not a professional, these ads can get really expensive. But as a real estate photographer, I always wanted to just do my work. I wanted to shoot properties, deliver great work, and grow predictable business, not spend hours chasing leads or burning money on ads. Now, let me explain my approach. Here's how the system works at a high level. Step 1. The system automatically looks for new listings on websites like Zillow and Realtor. Instead of building a list of random agents, it only focuses on agents with recent listings. The system scans the new listings a few times per day. Step 2. Once a listing is detected, the system extracts the agent information such as phone number and company name, listing details, open house dates and times, etc. Step 3. AI tools enrich the data, meaning it finds other contact details like email. Now we have clean, actionable data which we can store in Google Sheet. Step 4, the agent gets added to my CRM, and from there outreach is automated. But there is an important part. I'm not messaging them saying, hey, do you need a photographer? Instead, I offer something that solves their biggest pain, which is, in my opinion, marketing. Why this works? I spoke with many realtors and they always complain that they do not have time for marketing. Or if they hire someone, it is too expensive and still it's time consuming. So I started thinking, how can I help them with marketing, but in automated or semi-automated way so that it doesn't take my time. They are competing with other listings, other agents, social media noise. So instead of pitching photography immediately, I offer free marketing tools related to their current listing. That could be social media materials, promotional content, websites. This is something that can be generated automatically. Now the conversation shifts. I'm not a photographer asking for work. I'm someone helping them market their property. And because the outreach is triggered by their listing activity, it feels relevant, not random. That's the key difference. This is not mass spam, it's targeted timed value. Now let's talk a little bit about the technology. On the technical side, the system uses a platform called Apify to scrape listing data. Then we also use N8N. This is to automate the workflow. Then we use AI enrichment tools to find contact information such as Anymail Finder. And we use HighLevel CRM to manage outreach and follow-ups. This is how the system looks in real life. But don't be scared, you don't need to be a developer, and no, this does not require advanced coding. The system can be installed in a few days, even if you are new to automations. What matters most is the understanding the structure. Okay, so let me explain how this automation work in more detail. Again, there is nothing to be scared about. You can realistically build this automation even if you don't have any previous experience. There is no code knowledge required from you. So the first step in this automation, and by the way, yes, we use N8N. So N8N is a platform that allows you to build such automations. One important thing that I'd like to mention is that there are two options that you can use. You can like sign up for N8N account, but this is quite expensive. So it's starting from 20 euros per month. you don't actually need to do that. You can install your own free version of N8N. And I will explain that in other videos how to do that. There are actually lots of videos online explaining how to use your own instance of N8N, and this is going to be completely free. So that's exactly what I use. I installed my own version of N8N, and that's what I use because there are unlimited automations that you can build with your instance, your own personal N8N instance. So, okay, so back to automation. The first step here is that we use a platform called Apify. Let me go to Apify website. So what Apify does is it's a platform that allows you to scrape any web data, available data from different websites, including Realtor or including Zillow. So if I go to the, and by the way, I would suggest you to sign up for this plan, for starter plan. It's not expensive, again, 29 or even 26 if you're paying annually. Why is that important? Because the free version, it gives you like a sample of data, but on the consistent way, if you want to scrape like consistently a few times a day, you need at least a starter plan. And that's my plan. This is what I use, and it's like more than enough per month. So if I go to console, there are different Apify scrapers. That means you can scrape any data from different platforms. In our case, we're looking for Realtor scraper, for example, like this one. And let me show my example. So if I go to my actors, that's the one I use. So it's rented for $25 per month. That's included in your monthly bill. So the way how to set this up, you go to, in my case, realtor.ca, because I'm in Canada. So if I go to Calgary, so that's the URL I need. So basically I just click here, I copy this URL, right? And I go to this scraper and I paste this URL here. That's pretty much all I need. Then I set up how many listings per one run I need. So that means like if I'm running this scraper 3 times a day or 4 times a day, it's gonna scrape 50 listings. And by the way, what is important to know is that we sort by newest. So that means the scraper is going to scrape, the scraper is going to scrape the 50 newest listing. So that means like if we run the scraper in the morning, it will scrape the 50 newest listing from that moment. And then the next run is going to be like afternoon sometime. That means 50 listings from that moment, from that 1 p.m. or whatever you set up. So then we need residential, and that's pretty much it. So now what we need here is this JSON code. So we just go and like copy this code here. We go back to our automation. If I open this node, so I just paste, let me just open this up. I just paste this node here. That's it. That's it. That's all I need. Now, if I click execute step, it's going to run. It's going to take some time, so I'll pause my video for now. Okay, so the scraper finished, it worked, and this is the output. Okay, so we have 50 items because that was our limit, right? So, and I can switch between the views. So there are 25 items per page, and we have 2 pages. And if I go like slowly by and show you this data, so this is what we see here. So that's a listing, right? MLS number, you can check it on the Realtor, and the name of the Realtor. Then we have a few phone numbers. We have the dates, let me just switch maybe to JSON data. It's sorry, schema data. So we have footage, I mean the square footage of the property, then the name of the realtor, the name of the what is called company that he works for, the address, bunch of phone numbers, then details, URL, the logos. Like there are lots of information that this scrape actually provided for us. We don't need all this information. We actually filter the information that we need, and I'll show you how to set this filter up. So the next step I use is this little code step. If I open it up, so what I do here is when we receive a address, right? So it's like a long address, which includes the postal code and city and all that kind of stuff. We don't need this. So I use this little code piece to trim the address, and I use just the the first part of the address, which is the house number and the street. That's all I need. And then I pass this information. So let me run this this node. So it just ran it. So it outputted 50 items as well. So as you can see, like if I type here, for example, let me find this address. So that's the address, right? So the full address, yeah, 3034311 Avenue North East, Calgary, Alberta. So we don't need all this full address. We just need the first part of it. And I will explain later why that's so. So this piece of code actually just trims the address to usable information. Now the next node is this AI agent. It's a little tricky to set this up, but basically it runs like, first of all, you don't need any subscription to any platform. Like you don't need monthly subscription. All you need is there is a platform called just one second. Openrouter. So Openrouter is a platform that gives you access to any AI LLMs. That's what they call large language models. So they give you access to any LLMs. Pretty much you just paying for what you use. Like you don't have to subscribe for like Claude AI or Perplexity. You just pay for the tokens that you use. And that you just use an API key to this OpenAI platform, and you use based on like you usage. You just sign up for this platform and then get your API key and use it in your automation. So let me go back to this node. So if I go to this AI agent, there is a specific prompt that I use. So your task is to receive information about Realtor and find the email address online, first name, last name, brokerage name, and then some other instructions on how to do this properly. So if I run this, if I execute this, oh yeah, and one important thing is that it uses this tool, Openrouter chat model. So that's basically a connection to Openrouter account. Unfortunately, it's probably going to take too much time to go deep into how to connect these accounts and how to open your accounts with Openrouter and things like that. This is something that I explain is in my free school community. Once you join, you will get all these steps for free. You will be able to watch all these in details videos. I separated those videos into a short course. You can watch those videos for free by joining my school community. Okay, so back to automation. So again, this AI agent uses this tool, which is connected to Openrouter Perplexity. So what it does, it basically searches the internet based on the information that we provided. first name, last name, brokerage, and phone number. So it's looking for email. So I'll click execute step. It's going to take some time, so I pause my video. Okay, so as a result, we have 50 items, right? So if I open this up, so it's in this kind of format with the phone number and emails, as you can see here. So the next step would be to clean this information a little bit, because what we need, that's what this node does. It cleans up the information and removes all the unnecessary letters and symbols and things like that, and it basically gives us the clean structure for each realtor. So I'm gonna execute this step, and I'll pause my video because it also takes some time. Okay, so this node finished its work. So let me explain what exactly it does. So first of all, it's connected to OpenAI account. Again, this is something like OpenAI account. If you didn't know, let me just quickly show it to you. So this is my OpenAI account. That means I'm not paying monthly for this account. What I need it for is I have access to the OpenAI LLM through API keys. So I sign up for this account, got my free API key, which I can now use in N8N platform, and I'm only paying for tokens that I use. I don't pay any monthly subscription. I'm basically paying just for the usage of the platform. So here's the prompt. So like I connected to this OpenAI account. Again, that's the actual prompt. Please use this information from the previous step from the AI agent and return it in JSON format like this. So nothing crazy. We just need the first name, last name, email, phone number. That's it. That's all the information we need. So, and as a result, the output is like this. So emails, phone numbers, and things like that. So we have all the 50 items. Now the next step is to push this information into our Google Sheet. So right now I'm at the bottom of the Google Sheet, and the last line is 1981. So let me run this node. Okay, so it's executed successfully. So now if I go back to my Google Sheet, so 1981, that was the last one. And now we have 50 contacts, 50 listings, new listings. So what is important here? Unfortunately, AI is not ideal. It finds, as you can see from this this Google Sheet, it probably finds like 70% of emails, not all of them. So some emails are empty, but that's fine. Like it's 70% is way better than nothing, right? So if I go back to this, to my automation, and so the next steps that I use is like it's if node. It's called if node. So if email is not empty, let me open it up. So if email is not empty, that means it's true. And let me just execute this node real quickly. So 31 emails, 19 items I actually run. Yeah, so it's less than 70%. But anyways, so what we do next? We grab this 19 empty emails and we run it through Anymail Finder. That's another platform that I use for this automation. And let me explain why this node is here and not at the beginning. So first of all, Anymail Finder is another platform that allows you to search email addresses. This platform finds email addresses better than AI in terms of the the quality of the information. So these emails that this platform finds are like 100% real emails. Sometimes AI makes mistakes, and I will explain what I do with those wrong data next in these steps. But the key difference is that Anymail Finder finds and checks if the email is real. AI finds email. In most of the cases, those are true emails because it evolves quickly, and Perplexity actually does a great work. So why I use Anymail Finder here and not at the beginning? Because of the price. Anymail Finder is more expensive, like way more expensive than to use Perplexity. That's why I use this node here, and I only run it against this 19 items in my case, and not 50 items, because because of the cost. So okay, so what I do here is let me explain how this node works. It's the same idea. You connect Anymail Finder account to your n8n automation, and then I provide this information: company name, which is brokerage name, first name, last name, and then I run. That's enough for Anymail Finder to find the emails, and then I run this node to find these emails if they are empty, right? So let me run this node. I'll pause my video because it takes some time. So Anymail Finder finished its work. It ran through all 19 items. Sometimes it finds most of the emails. There are still going to be emails that are not found, but that's fine. So the next step we do is we use this if node, and if email is found, we update the same Google Sheet. If not found, we still can use this information and send this information to our CRM system. So let me explain what happens with these 31 items with emails. So we double check using this node. We validate emails if they are real or not real, and then we update our Google Sheet as well to make sure that we don't send false emails to our CRM system. Sometimes, unfortunately, there are not valid emails that AI finds, and we double check to make sure all the emails are real and valid. And once we check that, we update our information in the Google Sheet and send this information to our CRM system. So this is exactly what this few nodes do. Basically, what they do is they send the information to our CRM system. And basically, what we do here is we just send this information like first name, last name, email, phone number, and some custom fields with the listing address and listing postal codes. And then in the last node here, we also send a, let me show this to you. We also send specific tags. So we create a contact in our CRM system, and then we apply tags, specific tags to that contact. At the end of the day, what we get is all this contact information with the phone numbers and email addresses. And we also apply specific tags to these contacts. And then we, based on the tags, we send contacts into our automations. As you can see, I created different automations for different cases, and I tried different approaches and things like that to make sure that I have really good responses. For example, if I check stats on this automation, we see that almost 48% opened, almost 6% clicked on the links in the emails. So I think this is a really good result, and this is what runs on autopilot. In the next video, I'm going to break down something even more important. What's the biggest pain realtors actually have? And how exactly I built my special offer, because the offer is what makes the system convert. So make sure you watch that next. If you want to build systems instead of chasing clients, Join my free school real estate photography community. Inside, I go deeper into how this works and how you can build your own version. Link is in the description. And I'll see you in the next video.